Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this brand new video. My name is Maria and I talk all things money on this channel, and for today we're going to be focusing on my July 31st, aka my second paycheck of July cash stuffing. So let's get right on into the video. Did you guys like that? Did you guys like the fact that I put like a little intro clip at the beginning and then my little like dun, 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 dun. Let me know in the comments, because sometimes I feel like changing things up, but I don't know if people like it or not. And I used to do that back in the day. Like I would put whatever summary of the video at the beginning and then I would go ahead and do my intro. So I personally like doing that. Don't mind the nails. I did kind of like do a little French tip on my natural nails this time around, but as you guys can tell, some of the nails they're kind of like busted already for whatever reason. Not sure how, because I didn't really do much with my nails. But anyways, we are here today not to talk about my nails. We're gonna be over here talking about the stuffing that we're doing for today. If you guys can see, I went to the bank today and withdrew a total of, actually I changed this, it was $105. I did take out some 20s, some 10s, and some 5s, which is something that I usually don't often do. Typically just taking out 5s because I'm doing very minimal stuffing, but also I'm doing majority of them in the denominations of 5s. Let me just move this little string out of the way. I'm not sure why she's in the picture, but anyways, let's get right on into it. I do have my mouse here on the side because I will be keeping track of my stuffing categories over on my laptop, which is to my left, and then I do have my wallet here, which is housing the money, which I will be obviously taking out today. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you guys are in the comments down below. It is the end of summer. A lot of you guys are even prepping for like back to school season with your kiddos, which is crazy because I just feel like my one child that is in school, he just got off of school like literally like a month ago. It's crazy how like different countries start school in different months and stuff. I feel like they would want all of them to be off at the same time, and even in the States, I know that you guys, your kids get off from school last week of June. Some of you guys are like early June, therefore they start in August or something. That's kind of wild to me because I've always just been used to, even back home in Venezuela, I used to, you know, always get out of school in June and we would always start in September. So our last week of studies and stuff like that is in the last week of June. But anyways, let me know downstairs in the comments how you guys are enjoying the summer, any plans that you guys are planning on doing as the summer wraps up, and yeah, what fun activities are you guys planning on doing, even if, you know, summer still continues for you guys. Let's get on into this stuffing. So we have, like I said before, not 85, 105. Let me just put this all in the same direction. Don't mind the AC kicking in, and let's just go ahead and give this count. So we have the amount that we withdrew for today is 20, 40, 60, and then we have 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105. So let's go ahead and get started. I usually don't withdraw much more than just like 10s and 5s, but for today, let's see how we can set this up. Let me just scoot you guys over just a little bit. Thank you so much. Just, you know, just do that. Let me just do this like that. That way you guys can see all the bills, and then it's a little bit easier for me to, LOL, I guess, pretend to be a cashier here. But anyways, yeah, so I'm excited that we are able to stuff a little bit of a higher amount today. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Instead of like with my personal binder like I typically do, I'm actually gonna go ahead and start with my savings challenge binder. And it is because today, on the day of filming, is it's July 31st. And as you guys know, if you guys haven't been watching my shorts, I have been doing the no spend challenge, a dashboard from Little Potato Saver. So I've been doing that. So let me actually just take her out, and then all the relevant envelopes and challenges that I have to reference. So let me just put this off to the side, just moving some things around here. So as you guys know, I am doing my no spend challenge in conjunction with the 10K savings challenge over here. So I did do a shorts summarizing how June went, and I did just, you know, take everything off. For now, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the video, or maybe I'll do a separate video for that. I don't know, maybe I'll leave that for the end, or I'll see how in a few minutes it goes. What we're gonna be doing is wrapping up the number of tallies that we have here for the month of July. As you guys can see, I did indicate here that for every day that I don't spend money, I did want to do $2. And as you guys can see, I didn't start all the way in July. I started midway through July because by the time I wrapped up June with the no spend challenge video and such, it was like midway through the month anyways. But for this time around and moving forward, hopefully I'm able to do everything on time. That being said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 9 check boxes, or 9 check marks. And then technically I didn't spend, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to mark off yesterday. So yesterday was the 30th. Oh, oops. Okay, so I guess I withdrew the right amount. Okay, never mind. I was gonna show you guys how I was gonna actually take out change, but never mind. So today's the 31st. I did go get myself a coffee just because I haven't had a coffee in a long time from outside. So that's a no spend. They failed. But the 30th I actually did. So between the 9 plus the additional one, which was yesterday, I'm just gonna mark this off just for like easier visual for you guys. that is 10 little check marks. I completely forgot to add that one, so therefore I was gonna take out change from my little envelope because I did take out a 20 for this challenge. I guess we are sticking to the 20, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Just want to make sure of my math here, so I'm gonna erase this off anyways. Part of the money that I took out today was indeed for this challenge, so I will be adding in $20. But because this challenge, as you guys can see, the denominations can get pretty high because it is supposed to be saving you $10,000. I'm gonna actually be erasing the 22, and I'm gonna be adding the 22 plus the 20, and I'm gonna be marking off the little 42 little box here. I'm not doing it perfect because I feel like it kind of gives it a cool look if you know, do it kind of like sketchy way. So I'm gonna go ahead, lick my finger, take off the drawing for the 22. Oh, now I messed up my little sketch. That's about that. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this, and then we're gonna go ahead and add a $20 bill into our into our $10 envelope here, and I am using this one, like I said, for the 10,000 savings challenge. So let's go ahead and add this onto the, while this dries, we're gonna go ahead and add this onto our binder once again. Go ahead and do that. So this one goes first, and then it would be the dashboard. So that's kind of how like July went. I'm gonna go ahead and close this because we don't need that anymore. And then let me just move this little guy off to the side here while he dries. Let me just, whoa, there's a lot going on the screen. Anyways, I guess we can go ahead and, you know what, I'm just gonna take a napkin and I'm gonna go ahead and erase. I might as well just like do this with you guys while we are live. This black marker that I used this time around, if you guys saw my shorts, you guys saw that the one that I have from Little Potato Saver, it is like really heavy permanent. I wasn't able to get it off even with alcohol without it basically rubbing off the entire dashboard away. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this. 2025 can stay, July will be erased, and my exceptions here, I'll actually take out subscriptions. I like to change it out every single month. Perfect. Let me actually just grab, on my personal binder, I do have an Expo dry erase marker. I believe dry erase, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to input the dates. Let's see, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. There, hopefully you guys enjoy that a little bit better. So let's go ahead and fix this 5. We're gonna go into August, and I do like using cursive for like very infrequent, like nice event things. We're gonna keep the amount for every day spent, every day not spent, and the goal for this month, I'm gonna try to hit 30 once again, meaning that half of the month I don't spend. I'm hoping that's like not an issue. Let's go ahead and input our exceptions here. My main exception is always groceries, because it's not fair for me to say that, like, you know, something that's done basically on a weekly basis that counts towards a failed no spend. So groceries is my one exception. And then for this month, unlike for June, what I am going to be doing is going through mentally, and I guess sharing with you guys the things that we have planned out for this month. So for example, for this month, I know that we have a road trip that we're doing this long weekend for August 4th. That's a Civic Day holiday here in Canada. So I'm going to count that towards, like, if I spend out, that's a failed no spend. So I'm going to do that, although people might find it unfair because those are like days that I know that I'm going to be spending. Let's try to spend less, you know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm also going to do clothing because I have not purchased clothes for myself in a very long time, and so if I do treat myself for that kind of expense, so let it be. What do we have coming up this month? Next month, aka September, that's when we start school here in Ontario, and so I'm not gonna count back to school stuff. Anything that has to do with kids' expenses, I'm gonna do that, because not necessarily like toys and stuff. I'm gonna put here in brackets back to school stuff. I'll understand what that means, because I don't think it's fair, and let me just start putting in the dates. I don't think it's fair that I count, for example, like a haircut or like new materials that they need for school and stuff. I don't find that that's fair for me to be over here like counting it, and so let me just go ahead and, you know, disregard those purchases. I'm gonna go ahead and count those as, you know, if I do spend, that is a necessary expense for going into the new year, not the new year, the new school year. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. 23 is, yeah, 16 plus 7, so 22. Anybody else like not like going back and forth between the lines, and so they do kind of like this? I hate how this is not coming. Oh, okay, it's coming out a little bit, but that marker from Little Potato Saver, I only use it for like super permanent stuff now that like I don't need to erase anytime soon. But the first time I used it, I thought it was like I didn't read it, I suppose, but I thought it was, you know, like an erasable marker or whatever, so is what it is. But anyways, yeah, anybody not like going back and forth between the lines and such, and so you guys just go in a snake pattern? Yeah, me too. Uh-oh. So what are we gonna do here? So, okay, so 31st is gonna have to be on this little like blank thing. So yeah, that's pretty much how I will be doing or focusing on August. Let's see how that goes. So to summarize what we just did here, on the August 2025 no spend challenge, let's try to aim for as little spending as possible, with the exceptions only being groceries, clothing, and any kid expenses for back to school. The goal here is to save minimum $30, aka I would be spending less than half of the month, hopefully, with $2 being what I save for every day not spent. That's where I get the $30 from, because 15 times 2, that's 30. So let's see how that goes. This should be dry by now. Let's see how much we spend or how it goes with next month. So let me just go ahead and put this in here. Point saving challenge. The plan was to take out the $2 from here because I thought it was only 9 check marks on the dashboard, but it turned out to be, you know, the 10 with the addition that I did forget yesterday. So that's what that was about, but I was gonna add the $2 in here, but that's not gonna happen this time around. So this should be dry already. I hope it is. And let's tuck this back here. As you guys are aware, this is the binder from Hustle and Flows Co, aka Michelle Vu. I do have some inserts here that I got from BZ Things. I'm not gonna open these on camera because I'm waiting for a binder to come through for purchase. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this binder. So let's go into the typical routine, which is my wallet and my binders. Oh, and I should zoom you guys out, right? Where were you? Something like this. Yeah, and then let's go into our typical binders. So we should have remaining the $85, which is what I originally had for my planned stuffing. Let's go ahead and start with my wallet here. Oh my goodness, stop. So let's go ahead and start with my wallet. Nope, that's still the wrong tendencies of mine to be going into this. Into the wallet. So I'm not going to be stuffing too much into my wallet, although we are going out this weekend, aka starting in 2 days. I am focusing a lot of the money that I'm putting in today into personal things and also sinking funds that have to do with the outing this weekend. And so let's go ahead and do $5 into eating out and takeout, eating out and stuff like that while we visit some of our friends in the road trip that we are going to. In this wallet, I believe it's called takeout. So let's go ahead and add her here. So takeout, oh, I thought I had more. Oh well. So takeout, it only has the 10. Let me actually just update my tracker here. If you guys are curious as to how I use my tracker, I will post somewhere here on the top the card to click on the video for my expense tracker, or my budget tracker I should say. If you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments. I am working towards maybe making that a digital product that if people want to download and use, by all means, but I'm kind of like working on the ins and outs. So stay tuned for that if you guys are curious. The card will be somewhere up here for you guys to check it out. And then the next thing that I'll be stuffing into this is fun money. Oopsies, took out all the coupons with it. So fun money will also be getting $5. So just add that in there. So as you guys can see, simple math things, 5, 10, 15 going into fun money. And hopefully I am able to, you know, enjoy this money that I put away for myself, because I usually like put things in my wallet and don't choose to use it. I feel like that's a huge like scarcity mindset, and that's something that I'm actually working towards fixing, because I have to do with like therapy and like some background stuff into like my childhood and stuff. I definitely have like a scarcity mindset when it comes to money, when it comes to like a lot of things, even savings and stuff. Like I put it in here precisely to spend, because I'm allotting that part of my budget into a little bit something for myself, but even then I feel guilty for using it. And so that's something that I'm working towards. Let me know if you guys are kind of the same, because it's definitely something that's taken me years to kind of fix. And so yeah, so anyways, that's pretty much it. So moving into our family binder right here. This is from the Millennial Dollar. If you guys are aware, I did get a 4-pack of the Expo marker, so that's what this one is right here. I really don't like how the money is clashing with the colors or whatever, but it is what it is. I don't think there's any new additions onto, oh yeah, there are, duh. So this, and I actually saved a little slip for it so I can tell you guys about it. This little magnetic bookmark is from Angie's Finance, and I actually kept these little guys. It just came with this little display here. So this is in the color Moon Butter. It is part of her Grounded collection, I believe. So I just use it to keep these 2 dashboards together, easier to like flip through and stuff. So I don't think there's any other additions besides that one. So let's just go ahead and get into the stuffing. For this one, we're gonna skip all the way to the back because we are just going to be stuffing emergency. Did I move emergency? Where's emergency? I don't remember. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Where's my emergency? I don't remember. Hold on, let's go through this together then. Because I know it stayed on this binder, but I don't know where it is. So let's go. Oh my goodness, where is my emergency envelope? Did I move it? Let me just go through my binders. Hold on. Hey, yeah, so I ended up finding it. I don't know why it was in my personal binder, but anyways, I guess we are coming in here. Did I put in the personal binder for some particular reason? I don't think so. But anyways, let's just go ahead and put it in here because this is technically for emergency. I will be moving this into a different binder once I do actually get the binder. I'm just trying to see what color I want or whatever. But yeah, let me just go ahead. Let me just move this out of the way. I wanted it for decor, but it's not really doing anything except just like piss me off. And actually we can put our money here to the side. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into this binder. For some reason I put it in my personal binder, not sure why, but anyways, that is my emergency little envelope here. And then this bookmark, I actually got it from, I got this from a fellow Canadian Etsy shop owner known as Glamour on a Budget. I love her stuff, I love her aesthetic, and she was very easy to talk to in order to what's it called, customize this bookmark for me. It is just emergency funds, and it is with her like pink theme and such. She did put emergency here on the top, so you're able to see it once you put it into the binder. And then here it says prepared for life's unexpected moments. I really like that, plain and simple. Go ahead and put that. And yeah, like I said, these two will be moving anyways into a different binder when I do actually get that binder in place. But for now, we're gonna be going into emergency and then stuffing just $10. And I believe I just did that in a 10. Let's go ahead and remove the tracker from here. Hello. Okay, let's go ahead and in the meantime, let me use my Millennial Dollar wet erase marker because that's the one that I was using for these guys. Go ahead and do that first so it dries a little bit quicker. And as you guys will notice, this was never an 100 bill. This used to be like a mix of 20s, 10s, and 5s. The reason why I have a 100 in there is because I actually ended up having a Facebook Marketplace sale. And so that's what is this how you want to do it? No, I want to do it like this. Yeah, I ended up selling something and I needed change. That was the only envelope that I had the relevant number of change. And therefore, yeah, that's what we did. But for now, we have emergency and cash, $110. Let's put this back in here. Perfect. And then that's actually why the bill is also a little bit wrinkly, because she got pushed in there and shoved. Not very nicely, because very heavy thing that I had to help, you know, move and stuff like that in the house, and therefore I had to kind of like rush in there. And obviously I didn't want people in my house who don't live here, I didn't want them to know that I had like cash stacked in these binders, right? So that's pretty much it for this binder. Let me just update my count here, and that's it for this binder. So let's go ahead and move on to our next binder. Our personal binder, which is this one right over here. That's the one that you guys saw earlier, or not say earlier. I had it off to the side while I was searching for the envelope for emergency. So let's go into this one. First off, we're gonna be going into my birthday. So my birthday tracker, oops, took out the insert as well. So my birthday tracker is going to be getting $15. I haven't stuffed this in a while, so I just wanted to go ahead and stuff it. Oop, this little guy got erased. Let's go ahead and paint the hearts for 2 cupcakes, because 2 symbols is 15. Let's set that off to the side and dry, and then let's go ahead and grab our money. So we have the 15 here and the last 10. Let's go ahead and get this. Ugh, honestly guys, God willing, if we ever get our house, I'm gonna be so happy when I have like big enough everything to like set up. So let's go ahead and add this here and add the 5 here to the back. And so my birthday, it should have 15 times 3, that's 45. So let's count it up. So the 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yay! I love practicing my math, and it actually like, you know, works out. Let's put this back into here and it should be dry. And these envelopes, I think I mentioned it in a previous video, these are from the Millennial Dollar. I love the PVC material and the open end here, because the zippers usually messed up a lot when I input the trackers and the inserts and the money, and sometimes they just get caught. I didn't want to damage it long term. We'll see if I change out all of them or if I just keep it for some envelopes. Okay, and then next we're actually going to be going to the back here. We're going to be skipping a whole bunch of these guys and going to Vision. So you guys already know I'm saving up for LASIK. Let me just show you guys real quick. I did change the amount for each symbol to be $250 instead of the original, I think like $210 that I had, and so that's why that is different. So I do have $200. I do have $200 in the bank, and so that's why this is here plus the 10. But because that's not a full symbol, I did go ahead and take out $40 for LASIK. So that's what we're going to be doing in here and adding it into this guy. Let's go ahead and line up the money like that. So in the envelope itself we have 20, 40, 50, but in the bank we have 200, and therefore now this symbol I can actually cross it off completely. I did erase the heart just so it wouldn't confuse me or whatnot, but I am just going to be going in and drawing in another one just like that, now representing the fact that I have a full 250, a portion of it being in the bank and a portion of it being in here. And I did the math earlier, I'm not going to go ahead and do it again. So let's go ahead and put the money behind the placeholder, and then the Vision right at the front. that's what I mean. Like the inserts and the cash always get caught on the little tab. Not that it damages anything, but I just want to take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically it for my LASIK. Updating my tracker here, I have 250 plus whatever it is that I have accrued an interest over time with the online platform that I use. If you guys are interested in any of the online platforms that I use for any of my savings and such, please feel free to check out the description down below, because it does have a whole bunch of things for Canadian residents and users. I don't know if some of those platforms are available in the States, so obviously I can't say whether they would work for you or not, but check it out nonetheless. And let's move on to our next binder. Our next and final binder will be our celebrations and travel binder. As I said earlier, we will be going on a road trip, and so that's what we are going to be doing. Another one of the, what's it called, magnetic bookmarks by Angie's Finance. This one is in the color, I believe, onyx, sorry, obsidian. So fun fact, when we went to Mexico last year, obsidian is one of the stones that is found in Mayan culture, and they used it back in the day to tell time, because they would put it up to the sun and it wouldn't blind you or anything. So they would use it to tell time, I believe, based on like the shadows and stuff. And also you could see an eclipse coming, because yeah, it would block the rays of the sun. You could like put it directly to the sun, and then you would be able to see the sun and the phases that it was in according to the eclipse. So that's pretty cool. So that's that. So that is an obsidian. That's I believe the only addition that I have for this one. I did move some things around. I had a lot of like my magnetic bookmarks also, not bookmarks, little like, what are they called? Like the little things that you put on your chest when you are at an event or something. I forgot what those are called, but anyways, I had some of these from Herbalife that I, you know, just had lying around, but they didn't have a home or anything. If you guys aren't aware, I am a distributor for Herbalife, and so I just put some extra ones that I had. That's why my binders are kind of like a little bit more bulky, because these guys, you guys can tell this is pretty thick, a little bit better, but it is like the like the thickness of like a thin Oreo, you know what I mean? So that's that. So I did just put that in there because it didn't have a home otherwise. But let's go ahead and continue with stuffing, because why am I talking about cookies and Oreos and stuff? Let me know if you guys have besides Etsy shop owners, let me know if you guys have any side hustles and such, because it's pretty cool to know what people are doing. For this, we're skipping all the way to the back. I do have these bookmarks from the Millennial Dollar, and so we're just going to be going over to the road trips bookmark for this one. So we're going on the road trip literally this weekend. I didn't like, this was like an impromptu, not so planned road trip. We're actually taking my baby as well, so that's the first time that we're going to be on a road trip with our toddler. So we're going to be stuffing a little bit, just because I do want to help out with some of the expenses. My husband, since he plans these like very spontaneously, usually I just leave all the expenses to him except for where I can help, but I do want to be able to help a little bit with this. And so for this one, we're going to be stuffing munchies, although I believe there's another one for souvenirs. Oh, there it is. It's just stuck in the back. So munchies is basically all the food that we shall be eating over there, and I don't have a tracker for these in the back because it's not something that I'm particularly saving a particular amount for. Maybe that'll change in the future because I have a lot of savings challenges anyways, but for now it's just the 5 that it has. So let me just go ahead and put that behind the insert here. That's that. And then we also have our souvenirs, so in case we want to pick up a little something, that's that. And so this will be the last $5 bill for the binders and such. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me just close this up and give it a nice little clip for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and, you know, enjoyed, oh, this was here the whole time. Why didn't you guys tell me? So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful in some degree. Let me just put a little bit like of a, I don't know, like an outside picture. Oh, we forgot to take our thumbnail. Let's go ahead and take our thumbnail. Thumbnail. LOL. Nice. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video, like I said a million times already. If you did, not only give me a big thumbs up and let me know what your favorite part or what the most beneficial learning point of this video was for you guys downstairs in the comments. But also, if you guys are a returning viewer and you haven't done so already, you keep coming back to these videos, whether because you like the content or you like my voice, you like my whatevers, please consider subscribing. It makes me happy and it also helps the channel grow. Thank you so much to everybody who has recently joined the fam. I had like 5 subscribers in the last week or so, so thanks so much for joining in. I hope that you guys are not disappointed with the content moving forward. And besides that, let me close you guys off with the verse of the day, which I typically do at the end of these videos. It is right over here. I hope that you guys read up on this verse, learn about it, and just know that God has you, God will protect you, and if you give all your worries to him and all your anxieties and such, he will bless you with so much more peace and tranquility and just overall blessings in your life. I hope that you guys trust that, and yeah, I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend if you guys are doing anything by the time you guys see this, and yeah, until next time, guys, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.